My friend Bree just told me she loves me 4 weeks before her marriage, and I am not sure what I am supposed to do here. I want to know if I am doing the right thing. To give some context, I lost my wife 2 years ago. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I have not dated in the last 2 years because I have major trauma from losing my wife. I still love her a lot and don't think I am ready to move on. I invested all my time in my daughter, who looks exactly like her mother, and my work to keep my sanity for the last 2 years. I have been friends with Bree since we were in elementary school. We lived in the same neighborhood growing up and were best friends. She is an awesome person, and we were inseparable growing up. The weirdest part was we had completely different personalities. She was very outgoing and always had a lot of friends. I am a big introvert and Bree, along with a few friends, was all I needed. Bree was a serial dater and I don't remember any time since middle school since she was single. Bree and I never dated though. Bree and I also went to the same college. She never had a stable boyfriend but just jumped from one relationship to another. I, on the other hand, did not date seriously until I was in my junior year. When I met my wife, she was a freshman and we hit it off instantly. We fell for each other and spent all our time with each other. This strained my relationship with Bree as I would generally hang out with my wife instead of her. That was the time Bree and I slowly started drifting apart. After college, I moved to a different town for my job, and Bree and I occasionally messaged each other, but nothing beyond that. Bree attended my wedding and that was the last time I saw her. We kept in touch, but mostly by commenting on each other's pictures or keeping each other updated on significant life events. Bree did reach out to me when my wife passed away and we talked on a phone call. Last year, Bree and her fiancé moved to my city. I was still grieving, and both have been amazing support for me and my daughter. My daughter loves dancing, and Bree helped me enroll her in dancing and gymnastics classes, and sometimes takes her to them. I also became good friends with her fiancé, who is indeed an incredibly good man. My daughter also loves Auntie Bree, and Bree sometimes helps me babysit. Last week, Bree came to my house and asked if we could talk. Her tone sounded serious. She told me that over the last few months, she feels like she has started to develop feelings for me and is not sure anymore if she wants to go ahead with the wedding. She felt I also had started developing feelings for her. I told her that I am not ready for any relationship before I can deal with my mental health, for which I go to a therapist regularly. She tried to convince me that she loved me, we are soulmates, and she felt that we were meant to be together. However, I do not have the same feelings for her. I love her as a friend, but nothing beyond that. We were both emotional, but she said she was glad we talked about this. She left after that. Bree called me that night and told me not to talk about our conversation to anyone. I thought a lot about it and decided that I would not tell her fiancé about Bea and my conversation from last week. I feel it's their relationship, and I do not have the right to ruin their moment if Bree decides to go ahead with the wedding. However, I feel guilty that her fiancé does not know anything about this and is going into a marriage where Bree might not be fully ready for it. Can you guys give suggestions on what I should do in this case? Am I wrong for not telling her fiancé about our conversation? Update, 1 month later. Subscribe for more Reddit stories. A month ago, Bree told me she loved me, just 4 weeks before her wedding. The past month has been incredibly tumultuous, and my entire world feels like it's been turned upside down. To provide some background, I lost my wife 2 years ago, and we have a 5-year-old daughter. Bree and her fiancé Jason moved to our town a year ago, and we've reconnected as friends. They've been a huge source of support for me during this difficult time. After Bree confessed her feelings, I explained that I wasn't ready to move on as I still deeply miss my wife. She understood, and there was silence from both Bree and Jason for a few days. I wrestled with guilt, unsure whether I should tell Jason about Bree's confession. The advice from everyone who commented on my previous post really helped me navigate the situation. Eventually, I reached out to Bree and asked to meet for lunch. During our conversation, I encouraged her to honestly discuss her feelings with Jason. I assured her I wouldn't say anything to Jason, but I wanted her to prioritize her own happiness. She left, seemingly understanding my perspective. That evening, Jason showed up at my door in tears. He accused me of stealing Bree from him and became increasingly aggressive. Despite my attempts to calm him down, he became physical and punched me. After I pushed him away, he left in his truck. I immediately called Bree, who sounded distraught. She confessed to Jason that she couldn't marry him because of her feelings for me. Concerned for her safety after the altercation, I urged her to come stay with me. She did, and we spent hours talking and comforting each other. The next morning, we informed Bree's parents about the situation, and they advised her to take time off and return home. Over the following weeks, the wedding was called off, and Bree stayed with us. We discussed everything in detail, and Bree admitted to feeling uncertain about her relationship with Jason for some time. She explained that while Jason was kind and reliable, she realized she didn't share the same bond with him as she did with me. Her feelings for me developed gradually as we spent time together, especially bonding over caring for my daughter. She recognized her mistake and ended things with Jason. As for our relationship, we're not dating. Neither of us feels ready for that step, and we're content with our friendship. Bree plans to stay with us until she figures things out, and I'm glad to have her support during this time. My daughter adores having Auntie Bree around, and it's heartwarming to see her slowly returning to normalcy. I'm grateful for the support and advice I received from everyone. Thank you.